Hello, you are watching Shalom World News. I'm Rudy McLennan coming to you from Glasgow, Scotland. Here are the latest headlines from around the world. Reaffirming the perennial teaching of the Church, a US bishop has written a letter stressing the importance of the Eucharist and calling for greater devotion. Bishop Thomas Olmsted of Phoenix, Arizona in the United States has issued an apostolic exhortation entitled Veneremur Cernui, or Down in Adoration Falling, in which he says the Church is experiencing a grave crisis of faith. The bishop says greater devotion to the Eucharist is the solution to the problems plaguing the Church, and he hints at the enchanting and symbolic effect of Eucharistic processions. The prelate also invites priests to organise at least one Eucharistic procession each year in their parish in a reverent, festive and beautiful manner. The bishop also urges priests to conduct Eucharistic adorations, which can be a powerful tool of evangelisation. Myanmar has been rocked by unrest ever since the military seized power on February the 1st, triggering a wave of protests against the junta. Despite being a minority, the Catholic Church has been playing the role of mediator and champion of human rights in the country. Myanmar's highest-ranking prelate, Cardinal Bo, has said that the merciless killings of protesters have turned the nation into a 21st century Calvary. In his Easter message, the Cardinal says as brutality spread everywhere, depression and loss of faith have crept in. He goes on to say that the wounded nation can find solace in Christ, who underwent all that his persecuted people are undergoing. So far, 500 peaceful protesters, including women and children, have been gunned down by the military in a bid to stifle the protests. One more Catholic priest has fallen victim to the unending violence and terrorism in Nigeria. Father Ferdinand Fanin in Gunmen and 6 others were shot dead on the grounds of St. Paul Parish Church in Ayetwar on March the 30th. In a statement released by Father Fidelis Fele Akumbul, Chancellor of Castina Ala Diocese, Father Gunmen was gunned down as he was preparing to leave for Chrism Mass at St. Gerard Majaya Cathedral. He was shot in the head as he tried to take cover after sighting gunmen, said the statement. Having been ordained in July 2015, Father Gunmen was serving as assistant parish priest. In the most populous country in Africa, Christians are facing persecution, with Islamist insurgents targeting believers and churches. Meanwhile, in the UK, the Good Friday liturgy in a parish of Polish Catholics in London was disrupted by police. Police officers forced the Congregation of Christ the King Church in Balham, South London, to disperse after accusing them of unlawful assembly. Officers threatened them with arrest or a fine of £200 if they failed to go home. In a statement released on April the 3rd, church authorities said although the congregation had followed all government requirements, they were treated very unfairly. Nevertheless, police said the believers were not maintaining social distancing and wearing masks. On Easter Sunday, the Holy Father sent a message to believers in the Philippines, which is commemorating 500 years of the arrival of Christianity. In the video message, Pope Francis thanked the faithful for having confidence in God. Amid their struggle against the pandemic, the Pope encouraged Filipinos to continue transmitting their faith to others while thanking God for the gift of Christianity. Pope Francis said that the Holy Child of Cebu was the symbol of the arrival of Christianity in the country. The first Mass in the Philippines was celebrated on Easter Sunday, March the 31st in 1521 by a friar who was part of the expedition of explorer Ferdinand Magallanes, who landed on the archipelago and claimed it for the Spanish crown. Finally, Pope Francis sent a telegram on Easter Sunday to condole the death of Cardinal Toomey of Cameroon, who died on April the 2nd. Being Cameroon's first cardinal, Toomey was an advocate of democracy and human rights. The prelate was determined to find a peaceful solution to the conflict between Cameroon's English and French-speaking regions and repeatedly advocated balance and democracy. The pontiff said Cardinal Toomey left an unforgettable mark on the Church, as well as on the social and political life of his country. In 2019, he was included in the National Dialogue team to find a solution to the crisis in the country. And those are your latest headlines. Do join us again tomorrow. In the meantime, you can visit swnews.org for more updates. Shalom.